We are live at Stuhr Museum. We are in the Stuhr Building. If you can't tell, we are here with Carrie Stouffer, who is our curator. And we're going to talk about today on our behind-the-scenes tour some of our, what do you call them, permanent collection or permanent exhibits that are up in the Stuhr Building that have been up for a long time, and yet we're going to talk about how we've changed them up and are going to be changing them up in the future, right?
Yep, so these are considered our permanent exhibits from our permanent collection. But what we did when we rehabbed the building in 2015 is we kind of changed that tradition up. We created things that could be moved, that could be added to, that could be alive, a lot of use objects, a lot of things that people could touch. A lot of these things are reproductions. So we bring the kids up here and we talk to them about what it was like to ride on a wagon, what kind of things you would take, what kind of things would make it, what you would wear.
You were telling me real quick about some dishes. That was a cool aside.
Right over here we have a set of dishes that came over on a wagon to Hall County, and you can tell it's a beautiful set of English porcelain. And then if you go over here, you can see another set that came over on the wagon, and this is how they ended up. So you really have to be mindful. What we teach the kids is you have to be mindful of what you packed and how you packed.
Yeah. Now,
so we can change this as much as we need to fit our classes.
Yep. Now, as I remember, this is the only artifact, the only one that made it over in 2015 from the renovation was the covered wagon, right?
Was the covered wagon.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is the only thing you see new, basically, or see that's old from the old building.
Yep.
Although we've hidden a couple things here and there. Like if you look over here at this panel board, that's actually built off of some old exhibit material. So we did do a lot of recycling, as much as we could.
That's good.
We had our bases all made by CPI, which was our local high school kids that came and did that. So we really made a joint community effort here.
Cool. Now, we have added some things since 2015, correct? And done some things
so the idea is that every year, something gets changed, and that hopefully every 3 to 5 years, everything, except for the large items, are changed out. This is our newest item up here.
Speaking of large items, let's look at this monstrosity.
I definitely guarantee that will be here for 5 years.
This is a printing press, but we moved it in, probably 5 months ago, 6 months ago? Yeah. And it weighed, what did it weigh? I don't remember exactly.
3,000 pounds.
3,000 pounds.
Upwards, yeah, towards 3,000 pounds.
And this was in Hastings for years.
This was in Hastings, and it really was a joint effort to get that up here too, and then to figure out how we could get it on a base and display it correctly.
Wow.
And hopefully we can do some more interpretation around it as well. So we added some of the signage that you'll see here, but we have an old radio that plays normally when we're open, so you can sit and listen to old broadcasts.
We had talked a little bit about some of the experiential stuff, like here is a giant piece that was meant for you to sit and take a picture in front of it. That was the goal.
Yeah, and it's also meant for kids to be able to spin it and kind of get an idea of how the pump works and back and kind of really interact with it. But those things are things that the Stuhr staff is really thinking about right now.
For when we reopen, because
we reopen.
because things are going to be different.
But we want to still keep it lively, and we'll bring in things. This used to be an exhibit that had a quilt and some other different things in it in 2015 when we reopened. And we've since added the buggy, which was a new donation, a side saddle that many women used when they were out horseback riding. And so we try and get things out as much as we can that are new, exciting, and obviously the big stuff so that we can challenge our maintenance department to unlock those things as we can.
I know this is a popular piece. People love to jump in the jail and shut the door and take the picture. I know that's one of, just from our social media, one of our biggest.
Yeah, so we have actually 3 of these on grounds, old cells from jails. This one actually came from Dannebrog, and we worked with the Dannebrog community to make sure it was okay. We restored it and got it into a workable situation where it could be used and people could come in and out. There's actually two beds in here, and we've permanently attached the higher one up front, or up top, so that people don't bang their heads. So it's kind of fun. You can lock your brothers and sisters away.
Happens all the time, yeah. So, and since we've been closed, I imagine it's been a little bit of a challenge to, do any number of things, but are we looking at changing this stuff up sooner, later? I mean, what's kind of the plan, and what would you like to see? What do we want to do?
Yeah, so there was a plan to change out, actually, the space we're kind of walking through right now, mainly the other side, but probably a little bit on this side too, into kind of a photography studio, which is exciting. That, of course, we have to keep our staff safe, and moving objects is a very intimate thing. You have to be pretty close to one another. So we aren't doing that right now, but we're going to fit that in as soon as we can and get that working. We had things like this that we added not too long ago. Again, we try and have something around that people can get up and close and personal. This is a ping pong game that they used to play. Ping pong originated with books and cigar box lids. So this is what we're looking to change out. So we have an enormous donation for some photography equipment with a large, huge camera that's actually on a rolling bed.
I've seen it. It's pretty spectacular. It's one of those things that now you can't even conceive of, but back then it was necessary to move the giant equipment used for photography.
Yeah, and our exhibits curator is working tirelessly to get that up here and get it displayed. It'll be quite impressive. It'll be definitely something to see. But the point being that you would always be able to move around. All of these walls are built so that they can be moved and rearranged and reorganized, so the space can actually be anything we want it to be. We can also remove them and have a very big open space for maybe one of the large-scale national museums or exhibits that might come through.
All right. So this is the Stuhr Building. We can't wait to reopen it.
Absolutely.
Because we do remain closed.
Can't wait.
But when you come back,
Miss you.
yeah, it will look different, and we are, thank you for taking this behind-the-scenes tour. Hope everyone is safe and well, and we'll be back on Thursday.